then sure, maybe we could talk. If you support terrorists, you don't get the expedited DMV line. But they're talking about just having a driver's license and to compare that to the expedited screen.
Fuck.
Dude, isn't it late? Don't you have to sleep?
You fucking...
Are you drunk? Are you drunk right now?
Hey, you know what? It's none of your fucking business what I am. Okay?
I think you're super drunk right now.
What's this fucking Chinese face I see?
I'm your tenant.
You're part of the CCP. You're here to infiltrate me and take over my property and take over my life.
How does that? How am I even supposed to do that? Like, how do I even take over your property?
Your ways. You're part of the CCP.
You have
You're
my
a
way.
fucking Chinese operative.
I must be pretty successful then.
Have a good night.
Okay, have a good night.
Bye-bye.
people. Bye. Okay, that was strange.
List. That is not correct because you were right. For strict scrutiny, it has to be narrowly tailored on a compelling state interest. And I believe that it is narrowly tailored just to kick somebody off of global entry with a compelling state interest, which is the security of our...
I told you guys that I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying.
You're talking shit about me.
Fucking
Otherwise protected speech.
No, it's not. Their speech is not being...
Talking to your little friends online about me and saying shit.
You realize I'm live right now, right?
You know what? Hey, if you all can hear me, you know what? Fucking fuck off with your liberal bullshit. Okay? The Messiah is here. Deal with it. Good night.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
How often does he talk to you like that?
This was the first time. What the fuck? That was the first time. What the? I'm actually fucking spooked a little bit. What the fuck? Lynn, thank you so much for the $50. I appreciate that. Lynn, that's a huge donation, by the way. Okay, thank you. That's thank you for donating to the I'm getting out of here fund. Oh shit! What the fuck? The camera crashed. Is that money to let me move out of here? Is that what it is? Yes. Uh-oh. Guys, listen. Listen to me, okay? Listen. Has nothing to do with the situation, okay? Has nothing to do with the situation, all right? I just want to reiterate for the sake of myself, okay? I am not suicidal, okay? I am not suicidal. I live in San Jose, okay? I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. I don't want to commit suicide. I don't want to commit suicide. I don't want to commit suicide, okay? I'm not suicidal. I've never been suicidal in my life, okay? Okay, yeah, okay, all right, all right.
They're not making their speech illegal. They're not crafting a law against the speech in any way, size, shape, or form. No, they're not. They're just not having them on the expedited security list, which is not even remotely comparable to having a driver's license, and you fucking know that.
So respect to Muslims, if you had a ban, and just to finish this, respect to Muslims who, you know, have you would agree, a higher incidence of Islam.
Also, again, thank you so much for the $50. Foodshops, is your landlord Ben Thorpe?
Islamic terrorism, correct? Muslims?
They might. Yeah, probably. I don't want to.
Right?
I don't know if that's true or not. Don't white nationalists have more? Don't white nationalists do more terrorism in the United States than fucking Muslims?
Yeah. But specifically, okay. So let's take white nationalists. Do you think it would be acceptable to say white nationalists need not apply for global entry?
Depend if it was like something like, let's say it was like the Proud Boys. I would say probably yeah. That's probably yeah for expedited security screening. Probably yeah. I've already admitted that. I've already said that my comments online, and I even joke about it. That if my fucking global entry, yeah, I get it. Yeah. It's global entry. It's
Okay,
an
I
expedited
disagree.
security
Okay,
screening.
No problem, but please find a new place. He just has access to a room. Listen to me. This is a fucking sick ass stream setup, okay? Alright, listen. I just have to survive long enough to get a place of my own, okay? Alright, with not a crazy with okay, alright, shh. Okay, I can do this. Okay. I just have to grow fast enough. I just have to grow fast enough to the point where I'm not reliant on this place, okay? Okay, alright.
But regardless of this, we have a different opinion about the right here. I'm not being if
Now I know why this place is so cheap. Okay, now I know why this place is so cheap.
I'm just like
You were on a
hedge above you,
2-week.
It's also off the grid, okay? As in, like, it's not recognized by the city council. It is completely off the grid rent place, okay?
Total
wait,
vindication lap
wait a
about
second,
that.
wait,
We were
wait,
totally
wait,
right
wait,
on this
wait,
issue.
we have a disagreement. So, Stephen, you and I have this disagreement about how much the right should protect, what we're okay with in terms of viewpoint discrimination. None of this is saying that we have to be unhinged with respect to giving Hassan a pass. I have a more protective view of the First Amendment than you do in this specific instance. Why isn't that not an honest disagreement? Why does it have to become I'm being a fucking poster boy for Hassan Piker?
Because
Why
an
does it become indicative like this?
because an honest disagreement would say, I think that maybe you should be able to support or give verbal support over terrorist organizations, and I don't think this is a good reason to kick somebody off of an expedited screening list. But that wasn't your position. Your position was he was explicitly targeted by the government because of speech that he's made in order to kick him off this list just to harass him individually.
So you agree with that, but you just think that you have a different sense of whether that's okay or not. You agree with that factual component that it's the most likely outcome.
But your thing was not. You said your interpretation was he was explicitly and specifically targeted because of stuff that you thought was like clearly violative of the.
Yes. So
he said what? But we don't even know the truth of it. Could have literally been a random screening.
I want to give a counterpoint and counterpoints a chance to leave. If
well, sure. Here, I just a question. Wait. Just one final question. What evidence could there be? Like, could it have been a random screening because it was 20 minutes long and nothing happened? You agree that nothing bad happened besides him getting asked questions for 20 minutes?
When you say could, what do you mean? Do you mean like could it be like logically? Is it possible that? Yes,
could it have just been a? What's more likely?
Yeah, logically, it's possible. I think it's way more likely that his stop at the global entry line had to do because his global entry was revoked. Do you agree?
No.
Okay. I think that being in the global entry line when you don't have global entry, that you're being stopped, it's most likely because you don't have global entry, right?
Have you ever traveled internationally before?
Yes.
If you go to the wrong line, they don't pull you aside for 20 minutes of questioning. They tell you to go to the other line. I don't know why you think going into the global entry line, we got to pull this guy aside for expedited questioning. They would just say, hey, you don't have global entry, go to the other line. So no, it had probably nothing to do with it.
Give me a 2-sentence summary of the debate.
on.
Liberals
Okay.
and progressives are being
We're
useful
going to go to
dumbasses for socialists.
Gang.
Wait, you don't have to say that like in front of the entire panel. You could have just muted your mic. Oh, God.
This has been a show.
Oh,
We're gonna give the mic to each of these individuals to give closing statements and where you can find them. I've links to all their stuff in my YouTube description. If you've enjoyed the show for whatever reason, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We do stuff like this all the time. It's very fun. I'm gonna keep streaming after. They can stay if they want. They can leave if they want. I don't care. I have some things to say, but we're gonna give it first to counterpoints. Then we're gonna let Pete go out the last word, and then we'll just go around. Go ahead, counterpoints.
Yeah, so I came into this conversation hoping to discuss the fact that I feel like progressives are sometimes useful idiots for socialists. I also had a pretty clear definition of socialism that I asserted half a dozen times. Instead, I got accused of being a conspiracy nut and that I didn't know history. I feel like I've consistently demonstrated that I have a decent command of history. I also think I have a decent command of the definitions. And while I am a fan of Pisco and Econoboy, despite, maybe any mean words that I said tonight, I do feel like they're being usefully
Can you speak any Mandarin? Yes.
stupid for infinitely more nefarious characters. And that's the position I started with. That's the position that I'm going to end with. If you guys want to fight at a later date or time, I'm happy to do so. And then if you want to find me, Counterpoints 40K is my main channel. That's my Warhammer channel. Counterpoints Politics is where I post the VODs for my
They should have had Josiah moderate this debate. They should have had Josiah. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Next time he yells at us, he just yelled at like, random stuff. And okay, so you might not have been in this position before, okay? But it might not be such a good idea to exasperate his fears about me being a Chinese op while he's drunk and he has access to guns and he can overpower me. and that might not be such a good idea. Okay, maybe there's just a hot take, or it might just not be such a safe
My
thing to do,
streams,
okay,
Monday through Friday. I am live on a channel
know,
called
hot take.
Valor Media Network, VALOR, Media Common Spelling Network, Common Spelling. Type that into your search bar, subscribe to it, watch me from 9:30 a.m.
Safe shops.
Wolf Blizzard, thank you so much for the $30. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
China.
Okay, we should kick out people with this.
He went up to my screen door just to yell China and then walk away. Wolf Blizzard, thank you so much for the $30. I appreciate it.
Socialist label